Hi guys, my name is Tom Antos and I'm here with my brother Lukasz.
Hi guys.
This video is about a documentary that we shot about a little town called Montañita. We did this documentary kind of starting in 2006. We finished filming in 2010 and then it was released in 2012. And this was like a super low budget project. So if you guys are interested actually in finding out how we did this, literally with like a little camera, audio gear, that everything fit in that tiny little backpack I had with me. Then you guys, you should check out some of the tutorials we did about the making of the documentary. So we'll provide the links on our website, basically, so tomantosfilms.com. But anyways,
if you want to see
if you want to see the documentary, if you haven't seen it, we're actually putting the documentary now in full because we had it sort of like it was chopped up into pieces, and it was on our second channel. So now, if you want to watch the full documentary, it's here on the main YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen it, watch the documentary first because there's going to be some spoilers here, right?
Yeah. So we just want to like revisit
the kind of I guess things that changed, because when the documentary ended, like I said, it was I guess with our thoughts back in 2000, I think 10, 11.
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of like I said, and the documentary ends with us talking about how we think the place is going to change, or whether it's going to go for good or better or worse. Or
let's quickly though say like what made us make this documentary. What's so special with Montañita?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll tell you. First time we went there is back in 2006.
Right.
We were just traveling, two single guys, and we went there because we really just wanted to, we were backpacking basically through South America, and we heard about this town. Wasn't that popular, but there was basically somebody told us it's this great surfing town. We went there, and it was definitely unique. It was basically a little fishing village that some surfers moved into, changed the place. Because it was just has good waves for surfing most of the year, and along with them came some of the things that they liked, so like their lifestyle. There was just kind of, you had these little bars you could hang out with at night.
So by 2006,
nice restaurants.
It's become not just a surfing town. It was a town just to have fun, relax. It was a very chilled atmosphere. Like when I stepped in first time, and I like felt like this place is different. I've never visited anything like that.
It's not like your typical beach town or whatever, like Miami or Cancun, for example.
It was like the architecture. It was like that, being at the close at the beach.
Well, the architecture is a big thing because for me, like visually, the town looked almost like a pirate town. I used to call it, because it was everything made out of bamboo and like the local materials, and even the construction wasn't all the way there.
Yeah, our first hostel was. We stayed at this. It was maybe fourth story.
But I know that the top, it was kind of shaking and stuff. Also, the walls weren't even, like the walls had some gaps in between it. I don't know if you remember that mosquitoes used to fly in. So every bed would have like a mosquito net, or if you were lucky enough to have a hostel like that, because there were some that were even without it. But it was very cheap. That was the thing too. You could get a room for like $5 per person. So, get a bed like that. You get, I remember drinks you could get, like happy hour in the evening. You could get like for $1.50, you got 2 drinks. Or beer, and it would be like 50 cents.
The food is really good because
the food was good,
and that's because like you get the Ecuadorian food, which is really good, but then you get also foreigners coming in, and they like the best curry I ate anywhere. Anywhere is like there. I still remember that night, and it was like the thing there. It's the restaurant is called Casablanca if you go there. But the thing was, there was a really good cook there. The only thing is he didn't show up to work every day. So that night, like when I heard he's here, I got lucky. He made a really good curry, but I was able to get it again because like he wouldn't show up, and then I had to leave, and I guess he moved on from Montañita. But so basically get good selection of restaurants and everything affordable.
And so it was for all those things. But I also liked it because it was kind of small and chill, and you could meet people. Like I remember we were backpacking, and even if you weren't the most outgoing person, you'd just meet people because people would come up to you, and there were people from all over the world, like many people from South America. From North America, from Europe, but I mean, I remember I met this guy from Brazil who backpacked basically on foot. He walked all the way to Montañita, and he like was basically living off of things that he used to make by picking up garbage, and he would make like little jewelry and things like that. And that's how I actually stayed in Montañita for longer, because it was so cheap and affordable, right? That was a cool thing. You met interesting people, like people that you wouldn't normally meet. So that's what intrigued us, right? Now,
everybody was relaxed. Everybody was relaxed, and so
now, how do you think it's changed now? Like maybe
so basically,
is it for the better or worse?
When we finished the documentary, then our thoughts were, it's not going to last. Like it's just you know, it's going to change. It's just because the place was so successful. You know, that would destroy it. Like you know, basically businesses would come in and you'd have big developments, and it would become just more of a this regular, you know, resort town. Where you know everything is nice, clean, but it's just doesn't have a soul, right?
So what do you think? Did it happen?
So that was kind of my fears, and because of that mindset, I arrived with my family, with my kids and my wife, and I liked it. So like just to summarize, say it in a short way, I liked it.
Okay, but is it different?
It is different, but it's grown, but what I was fearing were those big like development, you know, big hotels, resorts, you know, something like that. Now there are more hotels, but those are like smaller operations, more like, you know, just regular people starting a business, a store, or you know, hotel. But it doesn't.
Well, there are some bigger buildings, but nothing maybe as big as like those huge resorts in Cancun or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Nothing like that. No big corporations there, right?
Now for me, I'll tell you that's the thing I would say is for the better, maybe, is that there's more options definitely for rooms and stuff. You know, more hotel rooms, more like luxurious. You can get like nice, you know, completely sealed off walls, AC, things like that you get. More choices for restaurants. The roads are better, right? They're all paved, whereas before some of the roads were paved, some of them most of them were like dust, so it was very dusty or muddy if it rained.
Yeah.
So those are the better things. For me, I guess what I don't like is the big thing is it's gotten more expensive. I mean, it's gotten quite a bit more. Maybe it's not the most expensive in the world. I mean, I'm not going to compare it to Miami Beach, but it's more expensive. It's, you know, that was the cool thing for me before about Montañita is you were a backpacker on a budget, but you want to experience something cool, you went there. Whereas now, if you're on a budget, there's other little towns, I would say, still on the coast of Ecuador where you want to go, but not really Montañita, because you're not going to find cheap rooms like before, though, like $5.
Oh, no, $5.
And food also, like, before you're like, I remember we used to get lunch, the combo, like, you know, that's ready for. It was. I mean, I know one time I got it for like $1.50.
Oh,
but yeah, it was a little iffy. but like $2.
$2.50.
Paid $2. Now that will include like the soup, second course.
But you know
juice.
what? Actually.
Whereas now you won't find that.
No, $4.50. But then think about the prices overall in Ecuador. They've gone up. Like.
Well, and maybe that's what it is.
It's not just Montañita, but
yeah,
you know,
maybe Ecuador in general is more expensive. But that is like, you know, because there's other towns that I've gone to where I've gotten really good lunch for like $3. So is it more? Yeah, it's more. And there's actually one place in Playas that I found for $2.75. So you can still find good deals.
You should do like a guidebook about the best lunches under $3.
I know,
under $3.
And it's funny because it's not like, you know, 25-cent difference, you know, here and there. And it's, you know, definitely it's cheap, especially if you're like, you know, coming from North America or Europe. It's cheap, but it's just. I don't know, there's something that was kind of cool and unique about Montañita, is that you got really good food and, you know, you got a nice place to stay, but it was really cheap.
You could bum around, you know, like a $50 and you could bum around for a
that's
days,
how I would say there was a lot more of those people, those kind of vagabonds that used to hang around Montañita because it was cheap for them. Whereas now you don't find as many of those people. So that's another thing that maybe I don't like, is that the people are not really the same. There's some of those, you know, you obviously get the surfers, and you get some of those vagabonds, but it's a little bit more upscale. Everybody's got more money because you just have to, right? Because the place has gotten a bit more expensive.
It's grown up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I even remember like surfing lessons. Like I was able to rent a surfboard and get a surfing lesson for like $30 for a whole day, basically. Whereas now, $30 you're paying for like 1 or 2 hour rental of a surfboard. So it's a big difference. So you know, cost has definitely gone up. So I would say that's the negative, and also just more people. It's more people because of that. It's really crowded. I would say like before you could party at night. There was some nice places with music and, you know, get drinks and stuff, but it wasn't so overly crazy that if you went to a hotel room by like 10, 11, it was getting quieter, and by 12 people were sleeping. Whereas now it's like 2, 3 a.m. I mean, there's music and stuff. So if you're with your family, I think you definitely don't want to stay right in the middle of Montañita.
Yeah, I was okay. I just went a bit, you know, a couple of blocks away from the main area.
But you could still hear it though, right?
No, it's good. I've got a, you know,
so
baby.
That's the thing.
I've got a baby. We all slept good.
Okay.
But I mean, people want different things, I guess, from Montañita. Like,
so that's
if you want a more of a party place, then it's even better, I think, you know. But
yeah, there's more crazy parties and more people, so you can meet more people. But I would also, though, I'll tell you that from my experience going now, I mean, maybe it's me that's changed. Obviously, I also, you know, married with a kid.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you that now I found that like you go in a bar or a restaurant, people kind of stick to themselves. Like there's a lot more people and people just stick themselves and don't tag. Whereas before, like people would just approach you. It was because it wasn't as busy. So there was like one table here and one, you know, and then it's like, oh, we're playing cards. Guys would come up to me like, oh, hey, you know, join in, or they would just start talking to you, right, over a beer. Whereas now, because there's so many people, I think people kind of just stick with their own group, and it's not as like, yeah, before you could just meet people easier and stuff like that. So
I still think it's
but it's still a great, unique place. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not Miami Beach, so
nothing's constant. So I mean, it's changing, evolving. I would still, you know, recommend you go there, whether you have kids or, you know, if you're just a single person or with just friends, traveling with friends. Like I, you know, recommend it. Now there are other places, like if you want something that was, you know, more like the Montañita of maybe even 20 years ago, not even like 10 years ago, then there are towns that you can explore. You just have to venture out more up the coast here in Ecuador.
And if you find it, keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
because I think that's the cool thing about those little places when you find them, is that they're unique because they're kind of undiscovered, you know, off the beaten path. Whereas if everybody starts talking about it and going about it, and maybe we added to it with our documentary, then more people go there, and then it just loses a bit of that, you know, that charm, that uniqueness that it had at the beginning. So becomes basically more mainstream, I would say.
Yeah.
But I would still say, Montañita is still definitely, you know, for the better. Like I said, nicer roads. The beach is cleaner now too.
Yeah, it's very
Before,
nice beach.
because there was no municipality that took care of the town, so, you know, dog went poop in the middle of the road, it was just there, or there was somebody just throw garbage on the beach, it was just there. Now they clean up, so that's nicer, and it still has a cool vibe.
Yeah.
So check it out, and I would say it's even maybe more friendly now for people with kids. So before it wasn't really, like, you don't want to go there with small kids and stuff.
Now it's hippies with kids. Hippies grew up.
I don't know if we're hippies, but it's kind of like,
we are not talking about,
maybe not us, but but we were kind of like those, you know,
we're very
hippies with backpacks before, whereas now we're more just regular family guys, right?
And we still enjoy the town.
So if you guys definitely have an opportunity, go to Montañita, check it out. And if not, then for now, just watch our documentary, which is, like I said, a little outdated, maybe 5-6 years ago, but it's still, you'll be able to get a sense of what Montañita is and what makes it cool. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye now.